We have about 6 schools that are busy with the repairs, and we have a few that still had to go into completion of the repairs. What I want to say though is that I made a choice to repair the schools with the most damage first. So the first 6 schools that were chosen by me to repair, they were the most damaged. Milton Peters College, Mac High, St. Dominic's, Lionel Connor School, St. Joseph School, and there is one more. So those were the most severely repaired. And then the second set that went into repairs was the schools that had the second, let's say, percentage of damage. So the schools that are being repaired now and that has to go into repair, those are very minor repairs. So in that way, we would have been able to tackle the repairs of the schools, and it is ongoing. The school in Dutch Quarter, which is the Martin Luther King School, we have the roof that is nearly 100% completed. It could be completed by now because I know last week or the week before they were busy pouring the last part of the roof, and then they will go into the other things that had to go with the school, like the windows. I know they have to do the tiles. We are looking at the sewage system and the possibility of building a covered area also for the students and making it real nice. So that is also progressing really good.
Yeah, the India situation, I believe that persons who have been following, I think, would have an idea. But for those who are not following, I want to bring it to your attention because it is a very important matter. Some 7 or 8 years ago, there were some things that had taken place at India which I think were irregular, and the Central Bank of Curacao St. Martin was asked to look into the matter. Apparently, they were not doing their job, in my opinion, because it turned out that Mr. Hussain Ansari, the owner of Mullet Bay, or the former owner of Mullet Bay, took us some 1.2 billion guilders out of Indian insurance to make investments, I think, in the US or whatever. What that did, though, is put India in a very difficult financial situation. So in other words now, because of this, the pensioners, some 30,000, 27,000 that live on Curacao and 3,000 St. Martin, will have a difficulty by the end of January collecting their pension. For instance, if their pension was $1,000 a month, it means based on what Mr. Ansari has done, at the end of January, they would only be receiving $200, which means they would lose 80%. Now, why do I bring this to your attention? The State Secretary, Van Huffelen, Alexander Van Huffelen, is saying that Curacao and St. Martin are the ones who must come up with the 600 million euros in order to ensure that India remains viable. And I protested because the fact is, first and foremost, it is not the responsibility of Curacao St. Martin. It was a central bank that did not do their job. Secondly, St. Martin does not have those kind of funds in order to put that investment into India. But what the State Secretary did, she said, if St. Martin and Curacao does not come with a solution, what will happen is the liquidity support that they were offering some very, very comfortable interest rates, instead of getting maybe 2% or whatever, they'll charge St. Martin and Curacao something like 6 to 8% interest. If St. Martin and Curacao does not include the situation of India in what they call it in their budget. And I find that's unfortunate. St. Martin, supported by the Central Bank of Curacao St. Martin, what they did, and Curacao, they launched a court case, or let me say the Central Bank on behalf of India launched a court case against Mr. Ansari. That was done in 2021. And the judge ruled in favor of the Central Bank of Curacao St. Martin on behalf of India. In 2023, another court case because Mr. Ansari appealed that case. And why they mention is because State Secretary Alexander Van Huffelen said that St. Martin and Curacao should pursue this matter by courts, but they already did so on 2 occasions, and on 2 occasions in 2021, and then lately now in 2023, this month, the judge ruled that Mr. Ansari has to repay that money. Now, why am I mentioning this? I don't know if you all were following where the prosecutor's office said they did not have the capacity in order to pursue the matter. And my response to them was, wait a minute, St. Martin and Curacao did their part. Ms. Ansari, who is friends with the President of America, because we noticed, and even the report that came out with the last verdict, that he has supported past presidents with millions of dollars in campaign funding. And that is why I said, based on that now, let them pursue Ms. Ansari by approaching his friends. As a matter of fact, the missionary Prime Minister Mark Rutte was in a meeting with President Biden. And I'm saying then use that as a leverage in order for them to get that money put back into India. But again, I was very happy to find out that after all the protests that we made concerning the fact of we pursuing the matter regards to the India case, the Ansari case, that finally now the prosecutor's office said that they will pursue the matter. So I find that is good in this sense, but I'm saying, why did they wait so long? Because the fact of the matter is, when we said that we already pursued the matter, they're saying no, they don't have the capacity. But right now, all at once now, they came out and say, yes, they already started the case. And my question would have been, when did you start that case? You know, because it sounds very interesting. You didn't have the capacity to pursue it, but now you already started the case. So what are you telling us? Fact of the matter is, they are doing so. And for us in St. Martin, I believe it is important because what is also of note, the CFT. The CFT said that they are not pleased with the fact that the State Secretary is asking St. Martin to add on a certain amount on their budget in order to put that into India. But what was beautiful from the State Secretary, I mean beautiful in a sarcastic manner, she said, yes, we can recoup our investments. So then why don't you then, Holland, who have the 600 million euros, invest it and recoup your investment? Why is it that you're asking St. Martin to put it on their budget and then cause more harm? Because the fact is, the report of the CFC mentioned there were not enough capital investment made. And therefore, if you want us to make capital investments, then don't tell us you have to put that amount of money on the budget in order to pay back India. I understand the seriousness of the matter, but I believe the Netherlands are responsible because we have done our part. It is time for them to do their part. And the fact of the matter is, they made an apology. They made an apology. So how serious is that apology? The missionary Prime Minister Mark Rutte made one, and also King William Alexander made one also. So are they serious? Because it shouldn't be business as usual. You cannot, on the one hand, say you apologize, but on the other hand, want to continue business as usual. I really hope that the matter of these pensioners will be solved. It's going to happen ending of January if nothing doesn't take place before. But the next thing I want to add to, I was very much happy to find out that is 3 million guilders is being paid on a monthly basis, because my question was going to be, how much do we pay them monthly? And I found out now, based on reports, that every month 3 million guilders has to be paid in order for pensioners to receive their money. So there should be another avenue, but it should not be that the taxpayers of St. Martin or Curacao, but in this case I'm talking about St. Martin, have to carry that burden which the Dutch government, in my estimate, is responsible for.
Mealtime rules. Don't serve yourself first. Do not eat with your mouth open. Don't rest your elbows on the table. Don't make noise when eating. Does not apply when enjoying KFC buckets. When we bucket together, we are as we really are.
Social and health insurances. Your social and health insurances.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? Asset V is cardless. Request your My Asset V account today and enter the virtual office of Asset V. Go to assetv.sx and sign up now.
SXM, yeah. Your social and health insurances.
During the hurricane season, a potential tropical cyclone can produce rainfall that can cause flash flooding and rockfalls. Stay away from flood-prone areas during heavy rainfall, such as Jump Up Casino on Emil Plain Road in Phillipsburg, ATLH Road Roundabout, LB Scott Road from Emilio Wilson Park until Cake House Supermarket, Zaker's Gut from Petro Plus gas station until the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Welchelaken Road K Hill from Welchelaken Road Roundabout until the One Tete Loke Roundabout, Beacon Hill Road from Sunset Bar and Grill until the beginning of White Sands Road, and Rhine Road, also known as Mullet Bay Road, after Sonesto Maho Beach Hotel to the entrance of Cooper Coy from the intersection of the University Drive until the intersection of Rio Grande. For more information on how you can keep yourself and your family safe this hurricane season, visit stmartingolf.org/hurricane. This public service announcement is brought to you by the government of St. Martin.
Territorial Council on Thursday, September 14th, Vice President Alan Richardson recalled that the collectivity with its partner EDAIS made a proposal for the partial takeover of Air Antille. The care company, which brings together Air Antille and Air Guyane, was placed in compulsory liquidation at the beginning of August. Therefore, a special Territorial Council meeting was held on Wednesday to discuss and vote on this point only.
Well, yes, this morning, Territorial Council was a follow-up of the Territorial Council of the 14th of September. And there, the fact that pertaining to our bid, the collectivity with its partner CPIM EDIS concerning Air Antille, which has filed bankruptcy, and in order to protect our territory, to guarantee our people the option of being able to travel to Guadeloupe, Martinique, and elsewhere, and not leaving our island being vulnerable to, I would say, certain investors that we've seen what they have done with Air Antille. The council had to decide this morning to validate the creation of the SEM, the Société d'économie mixte, and also nominate the three representatives, the three elected persons who will be on the board of director. Also to guarantee the fundings for the level concerning the collectivity, for the court to know that effectively the collectivity stands behind its offer. So that was the meeting this morning, and we have done what we had to do. I've just been notified that the employees of CARE, the employees of the company that has been that went bankrupt, have issued a favorable avis notice in the favor of the St. Martin bid, which is very good, because they also have their say in the final decision. So the court will be hearing our lawyers, and the one who will represent us is Madame the Sénatrice Annick Petrus, and then the court will deliberate, and we hope that they will do the right thing in choosing our offer. The three elected that have been chosen is President Mossonton, Mrs. Damazo, and myself to represent the collectivity in this new company. Well, it's a good move for St. Martin, first and foremost. Imagine a situation where one of the ideas is that the code does not retain none of the offers, and we will find ourselves with Air Caraïbes as being the only carrier. We have seen while Air Antille was in strike, there was an industrial movement. The prices that Air Caraïbes have imposed there was a hike that was unacceptable. Already the prices of tickets are high, but they have profited from their situation of nearly being in a monopolistic situation. So imagine what could happen if no one is chosen. But worse even, imagine that the same set of people who have carried Air Antilles to bankruptcy, even though the prices were already high, were the one who indirectly, because behind the CAFOM offer, the other offer that seems to have a certain importance, it is the same Curie family. So imagine that be the case. Again, we will be taken hostage, the prices will continue going up, and our people would find themselves in a real problem, whether they have to travel for family reason, for health reason, for the school reason, and even for the tourists that comes from those territories, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Guyana, and those who would come to St. Martin via Guadeloupe. So we have a lot to lose. The collectivity under this majority and President Musson have taken its responsibility. We no longer want to be victims of a situation. We are convinced that there are certain strategic sectors of the economy of this island where the local authority must have a say. And in transport, because of its importance for the economy, for our people, we cannot remain victim and at the mercy of those kind of persons. Well, the next move, we'll wait until the court decides whether it's the collectivity and the CPIM EDI's offer will be retained or whether it will be another one. The moment that that offer has been decided, let's say in our favor, then the SEM that was created this morning, the new Air Antilles, will go into action and be able, and what we have decided also, to secure the route, because the whole process of getting all of the legal license will take 3 months minimum. So we do not wish to see the planes, let's say, grounded. We want to make sure that that offer remains. So we call it Afritain. We are using another airline that has the licenses to be able to do this kind of business. It is costly, but it is to guarantee the viability of the business and maintaining the activity for the new SEM, so that once these licenses are obtained, we continue the business. One of the most difficult thing in, I would say, plane business or airline business is for you to lose your credibility and for the consumer not to have confidence in you. And we cannot permit to wait 6 months or a year to start back, or eventually to start something brand new. It will take, for something brand new, it will take maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years, where you would be having to pay and have deficits before the level of confidence of the consumer is there, and you know you can be in part of profitability.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SXM account today and enter the virtual office of SXM. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXM, yeah, your social and health insurances.
With you, the new Kentaco, a combination that will surprise the most curious palates. Combining the deliciousness of KFC chicken and the practicality of a taco with a doubly delicious ergonomic shape. Wow! Compatible with all types of bites. New Kentaco. Enjoy a double breaded chicken breast with our secret recipe. Cheese, lettuce, and tomato. New Kentaco, the innovation that's in everyone's mouth.
It's hurricane season. Are you prepared? Here are a few tips to keep in mind to help keep you and your family safe. The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th, with the peak occurring between mid-August and late October. This hurricane season, be sure to put together a go bag. A disaster supply kit including a flashlight, batteries, cash, first aid and supplies, medications, and copies of your critical information if you need to evacuate. This public service announcement was brought to you by the government of St. Martin.
I greet you with love, peace, and a renewed sense of purpose and hope for our beautiful nation of St. Kitts and Nevis on the 39th anniversary of independence. When our flag was raised on September 19, 1983, so too were the hopes and dreams of our people. We are a proud people, a hopeful people, led by our forefathers and foremothers from British colonial rule to our own dream of freedom and self-sufficiency. Each independence season, it seems only right that we ask, are we truly independent? Are our people free? The debates are robust and lively in our barbershops, village bars and shops, and even in our homes among friends and relatives. While the answers will vary, I believe we can all agree that our federation has come quite far since that day 39 years ago when we first uttered the words of our anthem, "Thy children stand free on the strength of will and love." It is our will and our love of nation that have brought us thus far. We are a people who are always stretching for better. We have the power of our ancestors, the many unsung, known and unknown heroes who we celebrate just few past weekend on National Heroes Day. We have the power of our ancestors, the many unsung, known and unknown heroes who we celebrated just this past weekend on National Heroes Day. Our political independence was just the first step. Over the years, we have also built the foundation of our own social, economic, and cultural freedoms. I will confess, we are not totally free yet. As a small island nation, we depend on many partners internationally and regionally. But we are on a path of continuous improvement for our people and our country. And as your fourth Prime Minister of this land, of which I am a very proud citizen, I am honored to lead our country along this path. Our nation is much closer to true independence than not. As we approach 40 years as an independent nation in 2023, we also set our eyes on transitioning into a republic. We trod on towards that goal of self-determination and self-actualization, where we truly encapsulate our sovereignty. That is why each time I get the opportunity to speak to our nation's young people, I challenge them to be innovative, to be creative, and to envision a better St. Kitts and Nevis, and to use their immense skills to help get us there. Such was the call to action made by Kittitian and world-renowned photographer, Professor Tau Baptiste, during the 2022 Prime Minister's Lecture Series on September 14th. He encouraged all of us to tap into our visual and creative faculties as we envision where we would like to see St. Kitts and Nevis in the future. Thank you, Professor Baptiste, for challenging us to do better and be better. My goal is to harness the immense power and unbridled talents of all our people to help fuel this rocket ship we call Liamiga and Owali into the stratosphere of prosperity and excellence. Your government is now just 1 month old, and we have been working extremely hard to fulfill the pledges and the covenant we have made with you. All COVID-19 related health and travel protocols have been removed. A new modern MRI has been ordered for the JNF General Hospital. Our Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College is now free for our students. Financial assistance has been enhanced for our critically ill children who need overseas medical attention. Persons wrongfully dismissed for not taking a COVID-19 vaccine have been compensated.